Hey, welcome back to Mobility Projects. Special treat for you today. I'm going to grab the camera. My main man, Glen Cordoza, writer extraordinary, good dancer, and MMA fighter. We're talking about how to apply this stuff to kind of some common things, maybe a technique, specific to a sport. And specifically, we're talking about what today?
The guard.
The guard. What is the guard?
The guard is when you have an opponent trapped in between both of your legs. It could be open guard, close guard.
You mean like my girlfriend?
Yeah, pass guard.
I mean my wife. I'm talking about my wife.
So it requires you to put your legs in some precarious positions, and it requires dexterity and flexibility.
Just external rotation, just like that? Because your legs spinning out.
Internal rotation too. I might be trying to prevent someone from passing my legs into a dominant position, or I might need to get my legs into a position where I can execute a sweep so I can reverse get on top.
So you're saying position is power is what you're saying?
Position is definitely power.
Okay, so let's take your left leg, put your right leg down, and just pull your left leg up until you feel a stop, right? Oh, you liar. So I'm going to stop here. Let me have that leg. And when I start to feel resistance, it's just past 90 degrees. And as we look at his internal rotation of his leg, this is external rotation. Internal rotation, don't help. Passively winds up. Don't help again, you liar. If I grab him, it really only has about 5 degrees of internal rotation. Just we don't get much before the onset of resistance. He's trying to show off. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to give him some more internal rotation. So we've got 3 techniques today. Show us the first technique, buddy. Remember, the key to this concept is mobilize at the position of restriction. So here's what's going on. Glen has pulling his right hip out of the socket with some distraction. Pulling it out of the socket, of course, is a fake term. What's happened is he's actually put himself into flexion, into internal rotation, and that's confusing though the leg is out because the femur is actually rolling in. So that's internal rotation. What's going to happen now is that he can push back and create an internal rotation force at the hip. The distraction from the band laterally going perpendicular to the joint, perpendicular to the long bone, gives him some relief from the normal impingement he would be feeling as he was grinding through those tissues. Now he can contract, relax here. He holds, he gets tight. What is he resisting? Anything that's tight in that position. Release, keeps going a little bit further. He can push deeper into flexion. He can find his piece. He can push further into internal rotation, which means he can start spinning his body the other direction. Spin your body. There you go. That's further. And then he can push his butt back. That's further flexion. And now he gets a chance to mobilize. Remember, what's the minimum therapeutic dose? 2 minutes. So at some point, he's either going to contract, relax, or he's going to hang out on the capsule on this. That's position number 1. Position number 2, got set up over here. And remember, we're big fans of what we call the conjugate mobilization style, which means we try to have lots of different stimuli basically working on the same thing. We're just going to give you a different exaggeration. You've seen this before. Glen is hooking the band on both knees. That's going to get some approximation. It means it's driving the femur to the back of the socket the same way he was kneeling on his hip. Now, he's going to go ahead and flip up that leg, and he's working on his... go ahead and switch legs. Let's stay on the same leg, Glen. So now he's working on his right leg, and you can see he's pulling that leg in. He's also, I know, because he's a fighter and a rider, that he's also feeling this on his other leg. So we get a 2-for-1 here. And that because I'm a super friend, I can apply my super friend powers by just giving him a little approximation, a little weight through that hip. And that makes that thing much more potent. Yes? No?
Big time.
Big time. And that's the problem with doing this model. But he can contract, relax, and this would be totally appropriate beforehand. If he did something like this before he actually trained, he would have a much better impact, specifically because it's pretty joint heavy, right? It's not so much that, he's fatiguing the big power muscles. He's working on more of the position stuff, and it's definitely more capsular. So that's homework number 2, 2 minutes to kind of go in those positions. Homework number 3 is a little bit different take. We're thinking in deep flexion, it could be that high posterior hamstring that loads this up. So we're big fans of always trying to put a distraction across the joint. But here's where we normally put the foot up on a box. But this way, we don't have a box. I can just load my leg up into a kind of a classic looking hurler stretch. Now, Glen has correctly put his hands on his hip to try to drive that down. He's sparing his back, because this is the big fulcrum around the joint that he's using here. The big distraction focuses this on his big, strong posterior capsule, which is thick, man. This guy is used to, delivering the hit, delivering the heat. And it takes a lot to mobilize the biggest joint in the body. So he's going to hang out here, contract, relax, drives the heel into the ground, resist that, 5 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We've been hammering this for a couple minutes now. Let's go ahead and flip on your back. And let's check that right leg out. That's the one we've been doing. I originally did the assessment on the other leg. But in this situation, go ahead and show us your internal rotation now. Active internal rotation. Whoa! You can see, because we tested him beforehand, even though we tested his other leg, he was missing a bunch on this side, and suddenly he's got pretty much full range of motion on that hip. We would like to see at least 30 to 40 degrees, and he's easily got that in that direction. And then if we also look at just knee to chest, it's pretty effortless. And now, instead of blocking about 90 where he's blocked before, he's much further, which gives him back positioning without his butt coming off the ground and puts him into a stronger position. And position is power. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck with your guard at work. Talk to you soon.